It is 6 o'clock. Welcome to the regular council meeting for Five Rivers, April 14th, 2026, 6 p.m. Our session is being recorded. And as you will see in our agenda, there is a consent agenda. If anyone would like anything removed from that, please let me know. If not, we'll move on. Okay. Yeah. And it's taken. Approval of the agenda of the regular meeting on April 14, 2026. Motion 04142601. It is resolved that council approves the agenda as submitted by the clerk for its regular meeting on April the 14th, 2026. Ike. There is one addition. We will put it at 13H. And it was included in your package on your table there today. It was about subdivision. Pardon?
Motion to add anything to your agenda.
Yes. Yeah.
13, what?
13H. Page 8. Yes, page 8. Just before closed session, put in a little H there, and it's about the subdivision. And we're adding that tonight because it is time sensitive.
Which subdivision?
You would have received it on the table there tonight, so, okay?
What is it?
Subdivision.
You have the paper.
Another
right there. Another one, yeah. It wasn't in the pack. It wasn't in the council pack. That's it. That's it.
Here.
Yeah.
So we have to move though, that we add that.
Add, yes.
Somebody has to move it.
I think that's what we're doing. We're doing it. Okay, we're amending the agenda. We're making, adding it to the agenda. So all those in favor of the agenda with the amendment?
With an addition.
Yes. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against nay? Motion carried. Any disclosures of conflict of interest? There are no presentations. Approval of the minutes. Approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on March the 10th, 2026. Motion 041426.02. Be it resolved, the council approves the minutes as submitted by the clerk of its regular meeting on March the 10th, 2026.
I move.
Questions or comments on those minutes, March the 10th?
So I think there's a date that's wrong in there. Number 9. Can you hear a minute? As I'm looking at the wrong, I put minutes.
See, these are March the 10th.
No, not that.
Not this
There's
one.
a date that's wrong in there. Oh, sorry, it's a special meeting.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions or comments on the minutes? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against nay. Motion carried. B, approval of the minutes of the special meeting on March 24th, 2026. Motion 041426.03. Be it resolved, the council approves the minutes as submitted by the clerk for its special meeting on March 24th, 2026. 80.
I'll second.
Questions or comments on those minutes? March 24.
Well, March, it says, yeah, but the date for the special meeting is April of 28th. Yeah. Is that the new one?
Yep. That would have been our committee as a whole, but we're having a special meeting instead.
I put the wrong number in here, though.
So the minutes
Okay.
of March 24th are all right. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against nay. Motion carried. We move on to correspondence. I'll refer to, so the SPCA reports in there. On C, the minister's response to the mayor's letter, the one that I sent to Minister Chausson on the Fort Smith Bridge, and the traffic study that we're going to be undertaking as well. Rob and I met with Vincent Roussel yesterday, DTI engineer, and MLA Ben Warburg, yeah. And they told us, they updated us on the timeline. It's going to start in June. And it's going to take 18 months to
Okay.
yeah. The good news, so and that was good. They're starting to do the clearing and stuff there now. So there are going to be designated detours, and they told us the detours on the west side and on the east side of the river. What was added was that they believe there's funding that they can tap into to upgrade the Bearsville back road. They're not going to like chip seal it or anything like that, but they're going to upgrade it. So it is better. There is some money there. So
So then that road will be passable for ambulances
I
and.
don't know. They didn't commit to that,
Right.
did they?
Because that's the thing, when you're taking a back road that
Yeah.
only has minimal local traffic and you're making it a major detour,
Yeah,
if it's not just enough, so that's good at least.
Yeah.
And going from,
So-
wasn't the
so-
original quote 3 years?
yeah,
So,
2028. So, but it will be like he said late fall 2027.
okay,
Yeah, so that's where it is
it's
right
getting
now. Yeah.
slowly better.
So it's necessary and, yeah. And the other thing is, it's not going to be a 1 lane, it's going to be a 2-lane bridge. So that's why they're doing all the foundation.
But the fire trucks
You don't
can't
have
go over
to,
that.
yes, you can.
Oh, you can now?
Yes, not right now, the new one you will be,
Okay.
it's just gonna be a family bridge with the proper weight on it, even the school buses will be able to use it again.
Oh, all right.
43 ton, is that what they said? It'll be a 43 ton, it'll be a 43 ton bridge. Okay, let me see what else. I
I did have one question about that.
okay.
So is there any effect, and this is like, it's just a quick question, maybe you'll know better, Karen, but like, for people who live right nearby, so, because typically for like your home insurance and stuff, like, oh yes, I live 5 kilometers from the fire hall. When that detour turns it to 25 or 35 or whatever, does that, how does that affect? I don't know, I was just, it's something that was asked and I was just like,
There is a plan in place that
yeah,
the chief presented and it was budgeted.
okay,
There's gonna be a fire truck on the other side of the bridge.
okay, we are doing that?
Yes,
Nice, okay.
has to, because
Okay.
it would be, you know what I mean?
Where will you
exactly.
keep it?
There's gonna be a structure,
Oh,
one of those. For the summer, it's gonna be a tarp and then somebody is
okay.
using their barn.
Okay,
First we hear this, so that's good news
No, it
too.
was in the budget.
yeah, it was mentioned, I know it was mentioned previously, I didn't realize it was like
Yeah.
confirmed, okay.
Yeah, I didn't, okay.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Okay, there's the letter from the minister. There's a letter from the Capital Renewal Fund. MHP, so we had put in, an application to have the provincial municipal highway plan partnership. But regrettably, they say they are unable to provide funding to our municipality in 2028 as the funding requests far outweigh the financial resources available for this program.
Which program was that?
There were the provincial municipal highway partnership. PMHP program. That's the one they're
Yeah.
doing the 116 here, the curb and gutter.
Yeah.
And we asked for like the 134 Main Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw what it is in 2 years. Yeah, 1,200 meters is 1.3 million to pave.
Yeah, but they're not giving any funding for that, so. Um,
I'm wondering about L and N, unless you still have the same between.
I'm at G, Local Governance Orientation Program from Jennifer Wilkins. I would like to see that sent out to all of the potential candidates for the upcoming election so that they can block off June 13th, 12th and 13th for orientation, yeah. Because they would have no way of knowing that really,
Yeah,
right?
until then, yeah, we could do it.
Making it mandatory, I think.
This is a provincial.
I don't
I-
think promises made me.
No, I don't think we can because they haven't, but,
Highly recommend.
highly recommended, exactly.
Because they've never done this. UMND did it for us, so this is the end.
Mhm.
Maintenance, Sports Mills Bridge, fire season, okay, Katie.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if, so yeah, we have two letters, regarding the, large animal veterinary service in the province. Is that something that basically I would like to, if we would send a letter of support? We have a huge agricultural sector in our region and yeah. Mike, you can probably speak way more to that than I can.
I suppose speak.
Yeah, exactly. And I know there's petitions circling and stuff.
And they are meeting with like the local associations as well.
Yeah,
I've been kind of following it. I did send, a short note, this, I think the day of or the day after this came out to Minister Finnegan.
yeah,
But it wasn't like an official big
yeah.
letter from the council,
So
so.
you want to acknowledge it anyways. He's never answered a phone call.
Oh, really? That's who we were trying to call?
His constituency office, she knows nothing about it, she said.
Nothing
That
about
was a direct quote. I don't
it. It
know.
was on television.
I agree, yes, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Just stating what we were told.
But yeah,
Why
so I
don't you
think,
call Ben up? He's your MLA.
He's supposed to be the Minister of Agriculture.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah, Pat Finnegan is our other MLA and is the Minister of Agriculture.
and yeah,
So yeah, I think,
both of them should
Called
be
four
told.
veterinary clinics to try to schedule an appointment and they have yet to have a phone call back.
Yeah.
Just to see if it was possible. I knew it wasn't, but I
Yeah.
wanted to see if it was.
yeah, so that's, and like, that's something you can easily include, yeah,
It's a
but
huge concern.
yeah, so I think the literal least we could do is sending a letter
In support.
of support, yeah.
And
Of
support,
to of our constituents
Yeah,
that are
we stand.
against, yeah.
okay, so a motion, do-do-do.
So yeah, it would be a motion to send a letter to, I would say, Premier Holt, Pat Finnegan, Minister Finnegan, and I would include Benoit
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, stating that,
The same writing,
we
so.
are, yeah, that, our council is in support of, our constituents that,
Maintaining that service.
yeah,
For the-
that that it is crucial to,
The
our
farmers,
region, exactly.
agriculture,
Food safety.
yeah.
Mike, I don't know if you, anyways, if you wanna think about it, if there's anything you think we should definitely have in there, I think it would be, important to have
So
given.
the way it's going right now, there's no one.
Yes.
Yeah,
The girl was telling me that now, if they worked there over 5 years and they wanted to leave to start their own practice, they won't pay them their severance pay until March, so they can't even go and get set up. They have no chance to go get set up.
And the
Any
setup,
veterinarian that's been there over 5 years, under 5, they're taking a chance because I suppose they don't get much of a payout.
And
So
it's
then
almost
they're
$1
keeping them
million.
till the day. They won't let them do
And
it.
it's almost $1 million to set up
Would be for sure.
insurance
absolutely,
and.
yes,
like
everything,
that.
yeah, so yeah, I think,
And there's, sorry, there's
Yeah.
one point that, Heather and Garth Morton made that I think a lot of people are missing on. These farmers do not get this service for free.
that's what people are saying too.
But they don't, they pay. It's the convenience.
Yeah.
You haul your cow to the vet. Can you imagine?
oh,
First of all, hauling your cow to the vet. They pay for the service. It's not like they're asking for a handout.
No,
They just want a service provided for them.
to continue, exactly, yeah. So yeah, that would be, but yeah, Mike, if you'd be okay with it, it'd be good if you looked like, if we draft a letter.
Well, there's nothing
Like,
we can
look over
The
it,
first question is,
yeah,
they don't put the medication in with the vets. The medication goes to their general, revenue. So, there has to be a high markup on it. Any other medication there is, but they're saying the vets are running in a deficit. But if you put the medication that those veterinarians sold on their calls with their fees, I'm sure they'd be in surplus.
that's interesting, I didn't know that,
I didn't either. They're sneaky told them.
yeah. No,
Good points to, bring up.
Well, first of all,
That's what I tried to confirm, I tried calling, asked if that was a factor, it was fiction, but then he couldn't.
you know what, maybe we could get that from, maybe we could reach out to finance to get that.
maybe it's the point that you just want to reach out to the minister and the premier and say, listen, we have a lot of, our areas mainly rural,
yes.
agricultural, and we stand behind our residents. And just a support letter to start,
Yeah,
that's what they're doing right now, so to pressure them to maybe back off on it.
So Katie has moved. Do we have a seconder?
second.
Mike? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against nay. Motion carried. Send a letter to the minister and Premier Holt. And Ben want to, yes. Anything else there?
The golf, yes, correspondence.
Yeah.
I was asking today, I was at Crystal Stitch, and I was asking them, exactly what they were wanting, and she said, well, of course, last year that we sponsored a team, or sponsored a hole, excuse me, which is $300.
Who did?
We did.
We did?
We did. Uh-huh. And, yeah,
Yeah.
well, you can have it look at.
golf tournament?
Yeah.
Golf tournament, yeah. And the proceeds all go to local mental health program. And I do believe they gave some of the proceeds to the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mentioned that, well, maybe the Rexton fire department got some, but not a country. They didn't see me. Well, she said, well, it was a real mix-up, and said she would check into it, and because they gave a donation to her, gift or something. I forget what they gave, something I was told. So she said that would be on Ryan's end about so she said she would talk to him to make sure that the other fire departments would get something too. Not being left out.
I think I remember you mentioning that.
Hmm?
I remember you mentioning that.
So I talked to Rhonda today about this, so I suggest that if we did it last year, that we should do it again.
Would you like to make a motion to the council?
Just one information, they applied for a grant. This is one implement the grant application we were seeking a channel request for
Yeah.
funding through by having some fill out form, which is not difficult or
I don't know.
you just have
I
to fill it in.
can let her know tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they never sent us, they just sent us a poster and with no specific ask.
Well, this is what they did last year, and that's what they did. So I'll tell them to come in.
golf tournament though?
Yeah,
They just fill it in online,
okay, well, I'll tell her to fill it in.
the form, apply for a grant.
Okay, but if we don't grant the move it tonight,
We do have one more meeting where it's possible to.
okay,
So if we do, I would suggest say the 300.
Yeah.
For a whole, if it's not, we don't want to put a team in, or we don't want to.
no, that's it,
No.
that's what I said.
Yeah,
If you want, yeah, that would be a different thing, but
yeah,
what we did last year
No.
was, and I checked, was 300 a whole.
Sponsored a whole, yeah, okay.
sponsor the whole.
Mhm.
And we put, but
But
Did
she just
did
said,
we have a thing at the whole though, because we would have to have a sign, a five.
they had a sign, they had a
Five
sign.
River sign.
Yes, they,
You
yes,
were there.
yes.
Should be hold.
No, I wasn't.
Huh?
Should be hold number
You
5.
went to it.
No, I didn't.
Right.
No, I don't know. Anyway, you can verify that we did do it.
No, I didn't. This is for mental health. I was there for
But yeah, okay, get her to
the
fill it out.
report.
But we can make a motion though, if someone wants to make a motion, I know it's because like there's
Yeah.
extenuating circumstances right now, we only have one more meeting.
That's what I said.
And if
so-
they don't get it in before then we can't sponsor them,
And
so.
also, as I said, the money's going to mental health, but
Yeah,
they
right.
gave some to the Wrexham Fire Department.
Right.
And then I heard,
But you can tell them
They
that
said fire
next time you
department?
have to send in an application.
Yeah.
yeah, I will do that.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
still do that too, but
Yeah,
I suggest that we do
Well,
Or
sponsor.
can we make a motion that, can we make a motion that if they submit the request, that we will approve it? Would that make sense?
No.
Or we should just
Just
feel like
do
that's
it.
really.
Just approve it,
just,
and then,
yeah,
and
make
then
a
I will
motion.
let them know that next time, just
Yeah.
can't send this in, you have to come in and fill out a form.
Yeah.
So I'll move that.
Okay, Billy and a seconder.
Yep.
Edie, and that's for $300 to sponsor one hole at the,
And there is a sign, like you said, at the hole that we sponsored it.
at the golf tournament.
Mhm.
Did they made the sign?
They did last year.
Yeah, usually they probably do.
It's
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against nay. Motion carried. Okay. My report is there. Any questions? Questions or comments on the report? I don't think anything is jumping out at me. Okay, Deputy Mayor Karen Campbell.
March 3rd, Policy and Bylaw Committee meeting here. March 5th, the conference call with RDC along with the CAO. That was by Zoom. March 10th, regular council meeting. March 16th, Policy and Bylaw Committee meeting here as well. March 17th, meeting with Shoreway, with the mayor and the CAO, also by Zoom. March 18th, Rural Planning Committee here. March 24th, special council meeting here. March 25th, public safety meeting, UMMB, and the Rural Plan Committee meeting. I attended both by Zoom, they were an hour apart. March 28th, UMMB board meeting, and March 30th, at Bonner Law Memorial High School, the government announcement for the budget renovations.
Thank you. Councillor Billy Flanagan.
Yes, March the 4th, I met with Marley here for picture taking with the Wishabutta River Historical Society. Lee Ferguson and I for the distribution of the proceeds we raised from the Frosty Fest Variety Show, which was held at St. Andrew's United Church in Rexton on February 14th. And we took pictures and put up all the donations that we donated it all out to. So people can see transparency and where we donated all the money to charitable causes. And March the 10th was the Five Rivers Regular Council meeting. March 19th was the Regional Cultural Policy Committee of the KRSC. March 24th was our special meeting of council. March 30th, I also attended the Bonner Law Memorial funding announcement at the high school with Minister Johnston and Minister Finnegan. And the high school is receiving 31 million over a 7-year stretch. Yay. And last, I have to put this in, April 4th, the other 2 Saturdays ago, Juliet, my wife, and I helped with the Easter extravaganza event. And I was the Easter Bunny the first time. And it was a great turnout, and I have a big congrats to Marley for all her very hard work, much appreciated. And the good turnout, and the kids all had a great time.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, next is Councillor Katie Robertson.
Just all regular meetings.
Councillor Mike Robertson.
I attended the regular meetings and, the Easter, event, which my children thought was great.
Oh.
Never had a little bit of clerical, it's good.
Councillor Elaine.
March 16th, attended the regular council meeting. March 16th, bylaw and policy committee meeting. 24th, attended special meeting of council. March 25th, it was the AFACND meeting online with Brenda Lee and the special guest of Jane Collard. Will be Jean with Positive Energy. March 25th, Nixon Area Healthcare Foundation. March 26th, the Kenny Stoughton Warrior hockey game at the Imperial Center. It was good attendance and it was a fun event. March 30th, the provincial funding announcement at the Bonnelaw Memorial Pool. March 30th, the Kent Regional Service Commission Recreation and Culture Committee meeting. April 2nd, attended bylaw policy committee meeting. And April 4th, I attended the Easter extravaganza at the Rexton Recreation Center.
Did you dress
And
up
the
too?
kids- No.
One was it, huh?
I saw pictures.
Yeah, I just have a suggestion, and it's not primarily, it's like, we've always done it, but I'm just wondering if some of these events where there's kids, that we could provide healthy treats instead of a lot of sugary stuff that's not really good for them. We should be setting an example.
Yeah,
Like maybe, yes, if it's Easter, put in some chocolate Easter eggs.
Mhm.
But like, there's lots of healthy things that
Mhm.
we have, like those yogurt tubes and
Mhm.
so, just a
Yeah.
suggestion. and
Fruit trays, maybe.
Just a
Nah.
suggestion, because it's,
Easter bunny.
You sound like the Grinch.
no, they would want chocolate and Easter eggs and those little Easter.
They were, mom was taking my bucket.
Yeah, but
Well, they have to
I
have
just don't,
Easter
At certain times, yeah. Chocolate, yeah.
and,
but they could have like a vegetable tray.
well,
maybe with-
there's vegetables, there's like those little applesauce containers.
Yeah, yeah, we have.
There's,
Yeah.
those things, like that was a good thing, and, like yogurt and just healthy.
Good point, thank you, thank you. Okay, moving on to 9 committee reports, the minutes for the Rural Plan Committee meeting, March 18th. And, March 25th, package. The minutes for the bylaw and policy committee meetings, March the 3rd and the 16th are included in the package. On to staff reports and department reports, the CAO report. Yes, Deputy Mayor.
Sorry.
You get the con.
So number one.
Right.
All the training for the new incoming council,
Uh-huh.
is any of it mandatory? Will any of it be mandatory?
Highly recommended.
Okay,
I would actually, say it really should be
Yeah.
all mandatory. The only arguable one is the one from province, as the mayor said earlier.
Yeah.
They have not themselves made mandatory, but the rest of it, I wouldn't see any of it as elective.
What dates are those? I mean, I see the 26th, 28th, and it's all Zoom?
no,
No, it's,
no,
oh, where is this?
it's all here except for the June 13th and 14th is in St. John.
The problem is, and I'm going to say what the province says, is we have no way to enforce it if nobody comes. If we say it's mandatory, we can't enforce it,
Right.
so. Right?
Yeah, no, that's true. They have no enforcement mechanism.
No, we do not. So, you know,
Like showing up for a job and not wanting to go to the training.
training, exactly, yeah, and
Well, also, I would suggest that what they're telling you is, like, going to these things is, it's a must.
100% is
And you
like,
can
Oh, it's
100%.
absolutely.
It's not just like one that you,
it's not an option.
So
but
that's all.
See, the whole weekend.
highly recommended. Mhm.
My next question was on number 24. The mini split.
I got to turn a page.
Okay, page 6. It's, how much was the mini split in the office? Was it 8 grand?
6,500 plus tax. I just wrote.
Because
I
there's,
just saw the check.
okay, because there was a quote to do 3 at the Harcourt station for 15,000. I'm thinking that's 5,000. Why are we paying almost 8 for one?
No, it's 6,500.
65.
Sizes, different sizes.
Well, to go in the base at Harcourt could be large, but, okay.
True.
I was asking that,
So you're paying 5,000 in
yes,
Harcourt, and this one is 65, so this is 1,500 more.
yeah. So,
Different people or different company?
Different
Okay.
for me.
Okay,
the 26th, the lift, water rescue lift, Rexton Fire Department is requesting. Are they requesting that? And is there, my question is, why was that not in their
Budget.
equipment budget for the year?
So yes, they're requesting it. B, it's not in tonight's agenda. C, I am not sure why it wasn't in the budget they did in October and November. Why it wasn't requested at that point.
Because my first thought was the money we're getting for the sale of the rescue truck, that money will go to cover the unbudgeted cost of the retrofit, correct?
Yes, that's what it was for. It was to offset that,
Right,
which was
right.
10,000 more than what we're getting.
So this is not being approved or, because I believe this, I thought when, a department came to us for something that was unbudgeted, it's usually for an emergency, not for,
I wouldn't say this was positioned as an emergency in correspondence. We just put position
No.
as a request.
okay.
So it could be budgeted in the fall. couldn't it?
Yeah.
Right, we can recommend that it be budgeted in the 2027 budget.
Right.
Does somebody want to make a motion for that?
Well, no,
Because if we don't, it might get forgotten.
It won't
It
get forgotten.
won't get
Yeah, that one
forgotten.
For sure.
no,
No, no forgetting.
and I know the argument's gonna be, it's summer, it's coming up, we can't wait for the fall because of water rescues.
yeah, but this should have been put in the budget, so we know what we're paying for. It's a surprise. I'm not saying it's not needed, but
No, it's not a lot of money, but the point being,
It just negates the entire purpose of budgeting.
yeah,
was my thought.
Yeah.
The community hall roof,
Just 1 second, Neely, did you have a comment on that?
No, but maybe it's something that just came to their attention, that some piece of
Yeah.
equipment that we knew.
I
of.
think, I
and
think
that's
that is
okay.
what
That's
happened.
not
It's something
like-
they didn't think.
That's
of.
okay, it just doesn't mean we have to run and get it right now.
no,
No, they just, that's right, they're just saying, they're not saying I want it today.
No, exactly.
Which makes sense in summer, but.
And if you never ask, you'll never get it, so not gonna,
It's not-
but if they
Not gonna hard
bought,
on
if they
them for
bought a
asking,
boat, they
but-
should have known that they were
Yeah.
gonna need that, so it must be.
No, maybe it's something that in the last six months that came up new, that they've seen somewhere that, but this would be a good piece of equipment to have. I don't know, I'm just
yeah,
saying.
As a minor point, I think the request did coincide with their training they did for water rescue.
Right.
In
maybe-
the river.
Yeah.
So maybe in the course of doing that training, they thought, because that's what it's instead of manpower lifting people from water into the boat, they use this.
Yeah.
And that's why
That makes sense.
I suspect that that's where it.
Yeah. But, we can. put
no
it
harm in
I
asking,
For
but
the next year's budget,
Yeah.
I agree, just my thought was, but, the community hall roof at the Lions Club, number 28, is estimated to cost 25,000. Is that building that big? Because it's not even that, it's what, 27,000 to do the Beersville Fire Station, I think it's bigger
Probably the roof's bigger.
than Beersville. 4 bays plus the
Well, you
whole,
look at the roof, how high it is.
Yeah.
It's high. and
It's the way
right
it's-
off the back,
okay. Yeah,
it's probably harder to do. Later,
Yeah.
it'll be more about.
Yeah, it's really high, and then you got that sliding down,
that's right.
So
they
it's-
have the addition.
and that's an old building, What year would that be, Elaine?
Oh, I
When
was
will
there
we have
2
some
years.
quotes?
60s, eh?
But I don't know that we'd have them as soon as by what might be the last meeting, but we're trying to get them. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna be hopefully a summer thing we do. So,
It's gonna be near.
yeah, they're not gonna do the roof on Beersville like right away. It's gonna be, we put them on in the summer, the best time to do it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, it starts to bake, so it'll be in June, July.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so is that just shingles or is that installed and does that include any repair that needs to be done to the?
That's an estimate, Counselor, like,
Okay.
yeah,
So
when
we
we
don't-
do that, we'll have to,
They don't
We won't
know
know until they
take
dig it out.
shingles off, actually.
yeah, they won't know, so
Yeah,
there'll be,
okay.
there's a certain play in any kind of, for when you're doing a roof. So,
So like,
But the
like
plan
an old
is
building,
to
when you start taking things
do
off,
all
then
of
you peel.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, so.
and there's no point in not fixing, if they have underlying problems.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering about the timeline. If it doesn't get in soon enough, then it won't be done this summer because the roofers are very,
Tight schedule.
they're at a minimum.
Well,
and-
it was,
And it would have to go to the next council to be approved. If it's
it wasn't
over and
approved
above.
through the capital review.
But if it's over,
last meeting.
overages would have to be approved though.
You've already
To some degree, depending.
Yeah. So, that's a concern, that it won't be done.
Then we get to the lovely number 30.
So what's
Is there,
happening?
is it?
So is the community hall getting done?
Is it
Done or
No,
not?
we're gonna get we're just.
Before like the next meeting and 2 weeks?
See, the problem again though is that, I mean, yes, we can get a quote, but as I think, Councilor Robertson said, the trick with that, we've already done a couple of repairs inside the roof. It's very likely if there's structural issues with the roof, in which case, it's gonna be difficult, like the quote will be subject to alteration, so. Get a quote, so that's why in a way, 25,000 is a ballpark at the end of the day, that even the quote won't help to specify, because no.
No, but if we have a quote from a company, we can, get in there and tell them that, yes, we want to be put on the list to have the roof done.
I'm just saying you do that without a quote, because if you're gonna commit to the work, it's gonna be approximately 25,
Right.
plus or minus factor of 5. So the quote doesn't, if you want to action that this evening, you could, and I don't think.
But what if it's $35,000? Then council has to approve that overage, so.
I guess
Right.
that we're only gonna know when they actually get in there.
Yeah,
So if they schedule us for June,
But with the quote though, we still need a quote because that'll tell us roughly how much they think it's gonna cost. I mean, that's their job, right?
Yeah, but they won't know the damage.
Yeah.
it's like those Reno TV shows where they always have something dramatic happen. They open up the door and then there's
I
eight
know.
of them.
getting a quote for a roof job is not like getting a quote for a piece of equipment or a vehicle or a machine.
Where you can hold
Where you
it.
have a hard price, and like when I did my roof, it was 5,000 different than the quote.
And
They did do a lot of stuff.
And within 5,000, yeah, but if it ends up, they come back to us and say it's gonna be 40,000 or 50,000, then we have to decide what we're
Yeah,
gonna do.
it's
Mayor?
general again, that there's no real way for them to provide
Oh,
that level before they,
I agree.
unless they just bid a very high quote with a whole bunch of padding in it, in which case you're gonna overpay.
Billy?
I'd like to remind everyone that if 747 forward jet lands here and we have no power for a month, that is our warming center. That is a place for people to go. That's where the Lions Club said that if that ever happened, that they would be volunteer to help people get water, make meals, warming, charge your phone, whatever.
No,
So they would
yeah.
also
The
volunteer.
question is, we're gonna fix it no matter what. The question is it gonna come within the limit of what's already approved? Or
Right.
are we gonna have to approve an overage? That's,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fixed no matter what.
Yeah,
Okay.
that could happen later. That could happen. You were going to do it. We already moved, didn't we? Make a decision.
To the mayor's point,
Yeah.
what was through capital rule was 56, we're already probably 26 plus, I'm forgetting Washington, Drive, about 21 in, so we've got 48 into the 56. And then we were going, I think there was a motion to maybe alter to add another 10. We could get the quote, it'll get us maybe a little more in the ballpark of what it'll estimate cost, what it'll cost. The challenge is, I think, trusting there isn't something super crazy about replacing the roof. then, you're gonna have to eat the over, whatever it is. If they find, in worst case, if they find the structural, if it isn't, then it won't cost as much. And, so you can get a quote and we can bring that back on the 28th. I think it's the 28th.
Okay, this,
Yes, 28.
all right.
Thank you.
Number 30.
Okay, geez.
Number 30 is Kim.
That was my next one. This is the one that scares me to death. The lagoon. So it's gonna cost us $25,000 to get the depth done, correct?
To assess the depth of the sludge. It's more than just the depth, it's more
I
like
know.
you're trying to get a estimate, of the amount. And they even do the density of it.
Yeah.
It settles.
Because the
Yeah, so they
one,
use special techniques to try and figure out how much sludge is in.
the big quote we got to remove the sludge was almost 4.5 million. That was for 1 foot of sludge. And I read somewhere there's likely to be closer to 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, all
And
those,
each foot cost $1 million.
that I'm.
Well, that's
I have
what
to
the
go back.
quote.
I would just say that, I mean, look, this is a necessary,
Oh,
whatever we're
absolutely.
dealing with on the other side. Is an absolute requirement to do that assessment. So
Absolutely.
it's the next step. Hopefully we get a good result.
So with the numbers being off, can we,
You still talking about the lagoon?
yeah, since the testing numbers are off a little bit in kind, can we, reinstitute what was there, chlorine? What did they use the chlorine for before?
I would say, look, on this matter, I'm not gonna weigh in technically, like, at the end of the day, we rely on CCL, our engineering firms to tell us what we should do to look at the lagoon. I'd also caution that, we were talking before the meeting that, those results are highly dubious, like, it almost certainly means that the prior results were not properly measured. We had proof of that, but they're too far off to make sense.
Wow.
So I don't, because at one point they were manually calculated, estimated and calculated with formula. And it's the sort of thing that one can make an error with. And if you look back historically over a 10-year period, there were some peak years that where their numbers didn't make sense and they almost certainly were.
From 10 years.
So I would not overvalue or overinvest in worrying about the discrepancies.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last comment on this is what's the update on the CN rail payment?
What
We're
number?
just trying to get that, yeah, I mean, we have the request in, I don't know when we'll get it, but we have the request in, so.
You sent the request in, just never heard anything back.
We didn't do it very long ago, so it's very recently that we ended up making the adjustment to the former submission, so. It's not a huge sum of money at the end of the day, but, not that we don't want it. But yeah, I think in a month we'll have it.
It's like $1,700 or something.
How much?
They get their own.
$1,700.
1,700?
Does the fire department have to wait for that money to come in to replace their hose?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Any other comments on this layout?
Just a couple of questions. So the boat, does that include the motor or what kind of a boat is it?
When you say, you mean the lagoon boat?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is a small outboard motor and, we're still getting pricing. We were gonna have it, we tried to get some of it, but it's gonna be in the ballpark of 3 to 4,
That
including. the
includes
motor.
motor. Okay, that's
Small aluminum. boat.
Yes, yeah.
Just a small, like, John boat.
Yeah.
Flat bottom.
Need a 2 horsepower or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need a big.
Go far.
You can't fancy.
You can't.
With the quality of, with that kind of water,
Yeah.
What happens
you
if,
can't have it
like-
drink water.
what happens if like, yes, like,
Well, think about it.
what happens if like,
If someone fell in, no,
Yeah.
you'd have to have full PPE.
Decontamination.
Yeah,
You'd have to have full personal protective equipment.
I did when I went into that, dunk tank.
Yeah, no, that's all, yeah, standard procedure stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Other question. So number 32 with the street signs.
Yeah,
So for private developers like. And I can see where there could be a problem there, but what about if the municipality
in order to guarantee like construction quality and continuity, that the developers had to purchase it through the municipality, like, a business that was picked by the municipality, but they should be paying for
They
it.
should, they should.
We can't pay for
Yeah.
every private sign.
No.
No, I just
So,
had in
just-
there.
just-
It was something- it was someone who brought to my attention.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, so I just want to represent.
It's just that,
but
but
no,
it should go through, so that they're all the same quality, that's all.
Yeah, no, I understood. By the way, the AED is on the front desk, just as a note on 23. We didn't.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, that's it.
and we purchased, and Tiffany ended up calling on it, but we ended up calling the, fire chief, Rexton, and we got the same one they have, basically, so it's interchangeable, and because there's, and I'm gonna forget the devices, or was that,
The pads are.
that one of our staff did that anyhow, and
The
so.
pads are interchangeable.
Yeah, so we ended up getting that model, make a model for that reason.
Nice.
They do expire.
I have one question for you. Number 35, Greenwood Lodge. We have 30,000 for the bathrooms to have it.
26.
26, sorry.
I think.
I thought it was 30,000. 26?
Someone was rounding up.
So, yeah, so they have a new, they've had an
They have
election, they have new,
They have a new
they had a
board.
meeting, so
Yeah.
no one's got to us. So,
They were just.
So my gosh, Fillmore, Donnie Fillmore, sorry. I don't know why I can remember. that. Anyway, he met with me this morning, so they're still doing work internally in the club, and he said it would be a while for me to be on.
hold on to the money?
What's that? So he has no request at this time, but they're working internally
That's
to
probably
get
good.
to a point where they can make a request, so it's
Right.
a positive
They have a
development.
list of stuff, so I mean, if they're not meeting criteria,
That's
there'd
right.
be no sense to communicate and
Because
stuff.
it's said clearly unless you've met this criteria.
It was-
Yeah,
They know that,
Mhm.
yeah.
from what I understand.
Right.
And I met with Anya, she wanted to meet with me on Saturday, which I went to the lodge, and, basically the same thing. I told her they had to meet the criteria, their constitution had to be beefed up, they had to have more members, and they have to have one bathroom plan that everybody agrees to.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, I said, the money's still there, and I was just looking in here, I know I read it somewhere where it said council could decide to take that money away, but we didn't, and I can't find it now, but we have never decided to take that money away, it's there.
It's in the CC, it's unspent in the CCBF.
Yeah,
The
exactly,
CCBF.
yeah, and I mean, it's a nonprofit, and we know things take time, so.
So what is she now in that committee?
She's the treasurer, yeah. So it was just an unofficial visit, and she showed me around, and yes, they need two bathrooms.
Yes.
But anyways, they have to figure that out. Yeah.
It's tough,
I think, with the new council,
I'm
Yeah,
hopeful.
they're on the road, yeah, moving forward.
Thank you.
Okay, we have the finance report. Oh, wait, were there any other questions on that? See the report? Okay, financial report.
We're looking, if we're looking at the comparative statement, I have one question.
The first document?
No, the comparative.
Oh,
statement.
which, are they numbered?
They're together.
Which page?
I don't know,
On yours.
It should be on the bottom of the page.
one of each,
So it's page
it's
one.
below there.
Page one?
Well, I don't know. I'll let you know right after my question. Where did the money get put that was spent by the fire department in January that was unbudgeted,
What on what?
The retrofit, she's not
the
really.
retrofit? Where's
The
those
retrofit
costs
was
get-
not against the cap, it was not against the operating expense capital. So it's not in the operating comparative statement.
Okay,
Is it in the capital one?
We don't get.
Should be. Like it in there, we don't necessarily use. Operating fund, so we have an overall supposedly an itemized breaking and entering. But yes, it was, that wasn't an operating expense.
And, there is one other thing that I would like to, notate and thank you on. The miscellaneous revenue and expense are reasonable. They're not outrageous numbers, they're like $600, which is the way it should be, not in millions. Thank you.
I will note one change on the revenue page. The fire protection, the province of New Brunswick forest, it says 10,795.04.
Mm,
That is at zero because it's 2025 revenue, so was collected, but it reported differently.
that is
not.
what I wanted to bring up.
That's in the.
When the money was spent out from you received money from DNR for forest fires fought for the fire department. There's manpower hours and then there's truck and equipment hours. So the manpower hours is sent to the fire departments to distribute to the firefighters who fought the fires. Now, in the last one we saw, it was showing as an expense, but it's not an expense. Correct?
Money that goes to the
Yeah, so
fire.
it's shown as an expense because we pay to the association. And it's shown as a revenue.
But it came out of their
It
operating,
offsets against your revenue.
but it was in operating expenses and that's not
No,
something
it-
they can control.
No, it's just that it's offset, so you get money can be, it nets out to zero.
But it shows, if you looked at this, just one off. Don't go in that.
Hmm.
They're over budget, over budget, over budget, over budget, over budget.
They'd be over budget on revenue too. So they wouldn't be actually over budget. It'd show up in the fire departments get revenue as well as expenditure, even though they don't get much revenue, they get a little from their contracts and agreements.
Mhm.
So it would offset when you presented both the revenue and the expenditure, because it nets out to zero.
Because that was the thing last year, because it's, the argument I had, and I remember this discussion before, was it's not an operating expense any more than, because it's money. Anyway, where the retrofit came out of capital, I think this expense should come directly out of that revenue account and not show as an operating expense,
Yeah.
because it's a false negative in my opinion.
No, it's not, that would not be a capital spend, that would be an operating expenditure, but it cancels out, it would not show as a deficit or as a net, it just, the revenue that we get for it, cancels out and washes through when you put it against expenditure. Just has the effect of increasing both sides of the building.
I think I understand what you're saying is that, you know, if people are looking at this budget and they say, oh, why is the fire department over budget? Why? But the thing is, that is like an internal working document, that's like this is a financial report that is the accounting. This is how we run the finances, and that's like having it as an expense, that's how it works in that thing. So it's like having a specialized lab report and being like, yeah, but Buddy's not gonna be able to read it, but yeah, but because it's not for him, it's a lab report.
So it's done
We can
for
annotate
both
that.
fire
We
departments,
can
right?
annotate
Yeah,
that report.
but it's done for both fire departments. The
Yeah.
firefighters in rec can get it as well as the FEMA.
When you say they get it, you mean if they had worked on a fire?
If
for
the
province-
DNR payment
It would be
comes in for
30%.
Rexton,
Yeah,
it
same.
goes out the same way.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
now, here comes the last one.
Hmm.
This one's gonna be weird. The fire chief, the deputy chief, dispatcher and administrator, maintenance resource all get yearly stipends, correct?
Correct.
Yes. The fire chief in Beersville had chosen 2 years ago to get his quarterly because he used to get it in February. Fine. So everybody else has received it yearly until this year. Now they're being paid quarterly.
Everyone?
Yep.
Not the
not
firefighter, just the
everybody.
administration.
Not everybody in administration, unless they're getting a check. Because not everybody in this administration, in our in Beersville Harcourt's fire department, has direct deposit from here.
Yeah, so there's two different issues there. First one is that, the reason why we went to quarterly is that When the fire chief had asked for quarterly last year,
Mhm.
we had a policy to do everything the same for both departments. So when the fire chief gets paid quarterly, and we asked through the budgeting, do they want it? And the people in Rexton want to be paid quarterly. Most would want to get paid sooner than later. So he said, so the policy is uniform. We'll pay the administrators both on both the same schedule. That's the first. The second point, which I may be misremembering or not remembering, that you made, what was it again, Counselor? Or
Not everybody in this list has direct deposit. For
right,
example, I received my quarterly stipend for being a dispatcher.
yeah.
But I know people in here that do not have direct deposit. They didn't receive a quarterly payment. What happens to them?
So that is, if you will, and this is not, it's a work in progress, and ideally, everyone would be direct deposit. It's just something we have to put hands for. So we do have a mixture, and it's much better if everyone would direct deposit.
Okay,
And we're gonna try and endeavor to get that done this year.
this is where this is where the difficult question comes up. I had asked about this and I was informed it was the fire chief's decision. Now being told it was the decision of council and both fire departments.
Both things are partly true in that it was the fire chief's decision to get paid quarterly.
Both fire chiefs?
It's a series of steps. When the first fire chief insisted that, or requested, that they could be paid quarterly, that meant that the other fire chief needed to be paid quarterly, so it was done on a uniform way or consistent way between the departments.
Not last year though.
It wasn't to my attention last year.
Okay.
Sorry, that was after, that happened during the year, and we thought rather than that happen again, this year we started out and we do it quarterly across the board.
Okay, because the reason I'm asking the question is, some members are asking, why did some get paid and some didn't?
That is I'm not aware,
Today,
I like, yeah.
today we sent an email to Mark to confirm the specific individuals to be paid, and that's what they.
I gave you the list.
So I actually sent an email after I spoke to him this morning. I sent an email to him listing because I think, for example, what was formerly the deputy assistant deputy chief is now what was formerly the deputy chief is now the assistant deputy chief and not receiving the stipend. So the person
He does well.
and we weren't aware of that. So on our book, we didn't have that new deputy chief in. That's why that person would get paid. So I sent him a list of all the people I knew, as well. There may have been 2 maintenance people, now there's 1, et cetera. So I sent him a list of everything we knew about from our side. And Mark also gave me a list over the phone of who was in those roles. So I just, please confirm that this is all true now, and then we'll go about getting the people paid that should be. Because I think one payment was made in error, if you will. The assistant deputy chief who only doesn't get a stipend, was paid, but that was again because we thought they were the deputy chief and not because they,
That's
So anyway.
a $500 payment for every firefighter. And the $300 for cell phone is still paid in December?
correct.
Okay.
Well, not the
The
300.
cell phone and the regular stipend is paid quarterly. The 500 is year end
Okay.
for all firefighters.
Yes.
Year end.
Yes.
But the cell phones for the fire chief and deputy chief are paid monthly.
The cell phones are monthly. The 75.
Okay. What about the 300 a year? Are those paid quarterly or at the end of the
End of the
year?
year along with the
Okay.
stipend, yeah.
Okay, I was just confused because I was getting multiple stories.
I was confused this morning as well. So there were a couple of details on people who we thought were in one role and were in. So anyway, I think we'll have that sorted out.
And the 500 is because it's a year end, because usually each year, at the end of the year, the fire chiefs will let me know who's earned their $500.
Well, they have to give you their, they have to provide the roster every year to go through VFIS. Speaking of which, is that enacted? Enforced?
You mean, is it like the program is in
Yeah.
place? Yeah,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, yes.
There hasn't been any request to cancel it or anything.
Yeah,
Well, no, there was an argument earlier this year whether to keep that or the life insurance, but I see
the time
the
being.
life insurance not, and anyway.
As of right now, we have both in place.
There are roster dates that are needed in that as
Yeah.
well.
Any other questions on the
Those
financial
are-
report?
Sorry.
Elaine?
Just the insurance, liability insurance, maybe I asked that before.
What page?
It's, page 2. It's 33,000
Oh, I've requested,
something.
so we had it this year separated into different departments. I'm waiting on the insurance company to give me a breakdown. They just haven't, it's timely, so they just haven't provided that yet.
That's for
That's for all insurance.
All 5 rivers.
Legal.
$92,000. Ouch.
the, okay, thank you.
Okay. Good with the financial report? Okay, moving on to the community development and communication. Questions or comments?
Do we have any word on water law?
We're meeting with the deputy minister tomorrow afternoon. No more after that. They haven't given us any, yeah, I know.
Will, if they allow us to operate this year, can it be requested, if we in writing,
Requested what's right?
it be in writing that we get permission to operate this year? Cause I just don't want them, like, the way they pulled the plug on the provincial vets, I just don't want them, although they've closed it, I don't want them to all of a sudden say, never mind, we're gonna sell it instead. And just, maybe with
We'll
their staff.
speak with them, yeah. Okay, public works report is included. Any questions or comments?
I just make a quick comment. We have put the Kubota to very good use to fix a couple of sewer drains, so.
Nice.
What we paid for the lease this year, we would have paid more to rent those equipment, so.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I seen it in work, I saw the pictures of him working it, and amazing.
Yeah, no, it was a good investment.
And all those manholes.
The consent agenda. We have A, support MS Awareness Month in May. B, support Mental Health Awareness Week, May 4th to 10th. C, support Red Dress Day, May 5th. Month is June. International Men's Health Week is June 8 to 12. International Indigenous Peoples' Day is June 21st. Motion 041426.04 be resolved that council approves the consent agenda items as presented by
Second.
Aaron and Billy. You guys are quick. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those against nay. Motion carried. Business arising from a prior meeting. Okay, A, the sale of PID 25141375. In March, the municipality signed a developer's agreement and a purchase and sale agreement for PID 25141375 in the industrial park. The proceeds of the sale are $56,000. Proposed motion 041426.05. Be it resolved, the council allocates the proceeds from the sale of PID 25141375 to the General Capital Reserve Fund minus associated legal fees. Seconder? Katie, questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against nay. Carried. Lagoon assessment. Public Works obtains 2 quotes to measure and assess the depth of the sludge in the lagoon. This is the first step in determining what we must do to dredge and repair the lagoon, which the province has assessed to be at high risk. Proposed motion 041426.06. Be it resolved, the council approves the CBCL to assess the sludge level of the lagoon at a cost of $19,847 to be paid through the Capital Renewal Funding Program.
I'll move.
Elaine, seconder? Second. Edie, questions or comments there?
I have a question.
Sure.
Don't we already, was that already in the CRF? Was that money already allotted in the CRF?
It was when we passed the CRF.
It was last month?
ago.
Okay, perfect.
It was, yeah.
And it's, what'd you say, 19,000?
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Motion carried. Traffic study. In March, the municipality posted a request for proposal on NDON RPF 5R 2026-01 to conduct a traffic study of the intersection formed by routes 116 and 134. We received 3 qualifying proposals. After scoring the 3, the administration recommends CVCL to receive the contract. Proposed motion 041426.07. Be it resolved that council awards RPF 5R 2026-01 to CVCL at a cost of $4,385
So
to conduct a traffic study at the intersection of routes 116 and 134.
So
Second.
Billy, questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Motion carried. I like that price. I thought it was going to be more.
so they buy
Yeah,
like 3 times.
yeah. D, asset management. In March, the municipality posted an RFP on NDON RFP 5R 2026-02 to develop an asset management plan and framework in compliance with the minimum requirements for asset management in local governments as defined by the provincial government in 2025. We received several qualifying proposals. After scoring the 7, the administration recommends Gemtech to receive the contract at a cost of $28,900. Proposed motion 041426.08. Be it resolved that council awards RPF 5R 2026-02 to Gemtech at a cost of $28,900 to develop an asset management plan and decision making framework for 5 Rivers.
So moved.
Seconder? Elaine? Questions or comments?
That's out of a fund as well, right?
It is.
Because we had said 40 and it's 28.9. Should that be in the motion?
It doesn't need to be, but yeah. And
Just so it's not coming out of general, it should come out of,
no, it goes against the.
Yeah, it does.
We did, yeah.
yeah, Sierra.
Yeah.
Okay,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Motion carried. Tender for fire truck. In March, the municipality posted a tender on NBON, tender number 260103 to sell the former Rexton Fire Rescue Truck. We received 2 qualifying bids. The high bid was $13,657.77, submitted by Yannick Parisienne. Proposed motion 041426.09. Be it resolved that council awards tenders 260103 to sell the former Rexton Fire Department rescue truck to Yannick Parisienne of NFPA for the price of $13,567.77. That's a nice round number.
I wonder where they come up with these numbers.
All those, questions or comments on that?
More than we thought.
Yeah, yes.
10 grand more than I thought.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Carried.
Just a point of information, would you, I don't have it here, but you could make a motion to put that into your general capital reserve fund.
In the what?
General capital reserve.
Or you could put it
No.
out,
It's gotta go against, where did
that came out of capital,
okay,
so it
yeah,
goes back in capital.
yeah, as long as it goes to.
Okay, we're gonna add that motion.
So yeah, I'll move that.
So to move into the general capital reserve fund, and Katie moved it.
Second.
Elaine seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those against, nay. Motion carried. The CIF grant application adjustment. In its March regular meeting, council approved the administration to submit a CIF grant application to Minister Finnegan to install mini splits at Bonner Law Common Museum. In consideration of the uncertainty surrounding BLC, this application should be changed from the museum to the community hall roof repair. Proposed motion 041426.10. Be it proposed that council approves the administration to submit a CIF grant application to Minister Finnegan to repair the roof of the community center, the Lions Club, and not to proceed with the grant application for mini splits at the museum. Mover, Elaine, and Mike. I'm not sure
I have a
myself.
question on that.
I'm not sure we should, do that, because if we do carry on with the museum, and if it is, you know, staying with us, I would really like to see those mini splits put in
The
there.
couple quick points is, the couple quick points is that you almost certainly by the time this council adjourns will not have a long-term agreement. So you would only know that you had it for each single season, and you'd be spending, making investment.
Oh,
That would, secondarily, you probably,
Maybe.
But
We
it-
don't know what they're gonna say
but
tomorrow.
that's what I said, you may know. I didn't say it was a certain,
Yeah.
but it's very unlikely, I think, that you're gonna have a long-term lease agreement signed that guarantees that you'll be able to use it in future years, in which case you may wanna limit how much actual capital investment you make in a building that you don't know whether you'd be able to access next year. The other thing is that it's also a 6 and 1/2 dozen. If you're doing both of them, you're just putting something on the shore, like, spend, and you'll just, where you had originally thought you'd pay for the, roof, you'll now pay for that somewhere else. So it's, in a way, doesn't.
It's just changing pocket that money
Yeah.
coming from. If we're getting we were gonna get funding for the facilities and pay for the roof. Now we're just getting funding for the roof because we know. we need a roof
So
no
if
matter
we, so if you think there's
I
a
just don't
small
want it to
risk.
get lost in the shuffle, so that
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
heat pumps are not
No, no, no,
realized.
fair enough, but I think
Yeah.
like we've got it on the to-do list, it's just, it won't get lost. It's actually with asset management, it'll, naturally come up, that we'll look at the heating and cooling systems of all the buildings and.
I wish we had it right now. Karen?
Yeah,
So do we know how much what the cost surrounding this was gonna be
For what?
for what we were saying we were gonna do?
For the museum?
Yes, Did we have an amount?
allotted an amount.
yeah, I mean, typically, well, if we just use the one that we know we installed, admittedly, a certain model or whatnot, maybe different when they're quoted for the hardcore, but anyway, 6,500. That's probably the about the same sort of thing you would end up paying it for the museum, so.
I don't think that one would be big enough for the museum, because my question is this.
You put your hand down.
Oh, sorry, I'm used to it. So why wouldn't we, if we were gonna put this off for a year,
What?
because we're
The
not gonna
museum?
know for sure, for example.
Well, we
the
could know
museum,
tomorrow.
You could,
But we would likely know, yeah.
I'll be positive.
Why don't we, because there's 3 things that need to be done at the airport station, and they can only get 2 done, how about this money be kicked in to do the 3rd thing and be done with it?
because they come from different pots and the limit generally is understood to be about 10. So what you get out of a community investment fund, like each.
But isn't that an investment when you're putting in insulation and
No,
putting in your windows?
without jumping ahead, like when I talked to Mark this morning, he thought that the smart play was, which was the installation of the windows.
Mhm.
And then do the splits later and figure out how to fund that. But no, it's because there's about a $10,000 cap per MLA.
Oh,
for each
different
one.
MLAs.
Yeah, so it's not like a general, like it's like their pocket change that they have
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
And that one is, this is Finnegan.
yeah, and that one's Benoit. Sorry, just an idea.
lines drawn in the sand.
Minister.
Minister.
And the 6,500, the smaller one won't do the whole museum, you'll need a bigger one. I think,
We probably need a couple in the museum.
yeah. Over in corners.
Okay, so, the motion is on the floor. Elaine moved it and Mike seconded it. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those against nay. Motion carried. New business. A, streetlights in rural area. Local residents have asked us to install streetlights at 3 intersections in rural, 5 Rivers. Number 1 is at 495 and 470. Number 2 is at 470 and 410. And
Which end?
510.
510.
Which end?
Look at the map there.
No, the 510 meets 470 at both ends.
It's on
It's
the
depicted in the
map.
picture.
There's literally a circle on it. Well, it's over, yeah, right there.
There's three red, so I know they're not terribly visible. There's three red circles.
And 3, the 510 and Chapel Point Road. NB Power would install the lights and charge about $30 per month per light. There is no fee for the light itself or installation. In the interest of public safety, the administration supports the installation of these lights. I received some more information today because, when we were the Harcourt LSD, I had applied for lights. So, so these would be street lights, that would be, installed, and they would be 200-watt LEDs. And it'll, with the taxes, and if there's no pole, then we have to pay a monthly fee for a pole, which
Yeah.
is, $5.99 today. Tomorrow it's going to be $6.30 a month, plus taxes.
Mhm.
So, if there's, if it needs a pole in the light, it's $37.99 plus taxes, so probably around $50. If it doesn't need a pole, it's gonna be cheaper than $50 a month.
Yeah, we do get the HST back, so.
Okay, oh, okay, good. So then around $40.
$40.
And that's gonna be the same type of light we put up that's in this corner, right?
Yes.
Yeah. okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, Masterson's Corner and 47510, I think 1,000%.
Hmm.
I wasn't aware of the Chapel Point request though, the Chapel Point Road. Would that be because that's like all like residential? I guess for the others, like it's 2 intersections of like rural roads where people
Right,
are
and one
flying.
is like a
So-
teach, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm,
And
but would that
sometimes
be
it
when
helps.
people are, would that be more when people are coming out of, going, like, leaving in?
The 510, they like not, I know
Yeah.
coming up Route 126, we put one at the 465 and 126 because in a snowstorm, you drive by, even though it's not an intersection, it's a
Yeah.
T. So, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, I guess.
And they pay for it. The residents.
Oh, for sure.
No, we pay for the lights.
Yeah, but it's in
In
the,
the tax,
in the
yeah.
whole,
Yeah.
they're taxed for it.
Oh, yeah.
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 so-
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but residents can get their own light too, like.
Oh,
there-
yeah.
Like there's, yeah, there's different kinds of lights, yeah.
Yeah.
Karen?
I know the request isn't there, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna come, and the reason I said which end. When that bridge is done in Forts Mills, you're gonna need a light there.
Mhm.
Cause that bridge is gonna come out at that corner. And it's ugly now. Because it's got a big turn in it where 470 meets the 510. And
Yeah, that would probably be a good
yeah,
spot.
I mean, that's gonna be down
For
the
sure.
road.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
the other end would be.
So proposed motion 041426.11, be it resolved that council approves the administration to arrange with MB Power to install a streetlight at the intersection of 470 and Route 495.
Second.
Katie and Mike, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Motion carried. Proposed motion 041426.12, be it resolved that council approves the administration to arrange with MB Power to install a streetlight at the intersection of Route 470 and 510. Mike.
I'll second.
and Kate, Katie. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those against, nay. Motion carried. And proposed motion 041426.13, be it resolved that council approves the administration to arrange with NB Power to install a streetlight at the intersection of Route 510 and Chapel Point Road. Mike and
Second.
Elaine, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Those against, nay. Motion carried. E, surplus land on PID 251464665. In March, Jim Dickey of the Property Service Branch for GNB emailed to ask if Five Rivers seeks to retain the land depicted by the dashed green line in the graphic below, which is part of PID 2516465. If Five Rivers does not claim it, the province plans to declare the property surplus and sell it to the property owner of PID 25395575. left of 2516465 at market value. Who has it for a garden area? The administration advises council to claim this property so council can decide to keep or sell it in the future. And it's right on the corner there, so if, you
I
know,
wanna move that,
ever
we keep it.
we
Yeah.
wanted to make that intersection like larger or whatever, it's there for the municipality.
Flowers.
Yeah,
And we don't want somebody putting something that blocks the view that's
Yeah.
coming on top of the hill.
proposed motion 041426.14. Be it resolved that council agrees to claim the land offered by the Property Services Branch to Five Rivers on PID 25146465.
I move it.
Billy and Elaine, questions or comments on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against nay. Motion carried. C, security software upgrade. EP Tech, our IT service provider, has recommended that we strengthen our security software, our firewall in particular, to avoid malicious attacks and protect our systems and data. They further advise that all of our municipal clients have installed this software. The administration supports the decision while recognizing that the expenditure was not budgeted for 2026 and will go against the 5,000 allocated under the other general administration services. The estimated cost of the software is $4,600. Motion 041426.15. Be it resolved that council approves the installation of security software as proposed by DP Tech for a quote cost of $4,599.94.
So moved.
Seconder,
Second,
Elaine, questions or comments? Makes sense,
good
right?
investment.
Yeah, I agree. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against nay. Motion carried. Proposed policy HR 0103 employee handbook. Internal policy HR 0103, the Five Rivers Employee Handbook, has been developed to consolidate employee policies into one document. The document has been reviewed and updated through multiple meetings of the Bylaw and Policy Committee. Motion 041426.16. Be it resolved that council approves the policy HR 0103, the employee handbook. This document replaces the following manuals and policies which were enacted by council in November 2024. Policy 2402, human resources manual. Policy 2403, anti-violence harassment and sexual harassment policy. Policy 2404, confidentiality policy. Policy 2405, Human Rights Policy, Policy 2406, Protection of Personal Information Policy, Policy 2407, Technology and Social Media Policy, Policy 2408, Working Alone Policy.
So moved.
Karen? Elaine? Elaine? Questions or comments
Who
on that?
seconded?
Elaine?
I just want to comment. HR 0102, it says 03 here in the agenda.
Okay. 02.
You sure?
Well, it says 02 on here.
There's an 03 on the server.
There is an 03.
On the server.
Yeah, I think that is the current one. I think 03 is correct over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Questions or comments on those? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those against nay. Motion carried. E, small boat for lagoons, CVCL. The engineering firm that provided a quote to repair the dredge the lagoon noted that we require a small boat with a motor to measure the sludge depth in the lagoon. They also said we need the boat to regularly remove vegetation from the lagoon, which interferes with the lagoon's ability to naturally treat sewerage. The estimated cost for a boat is about $2,500 to $3,500 based on two verbal quotes. The boat would be an asset that could be purchased with capital funds. Motion 0414.17. Be it resolved that council approves the administration to use the capital funds to purchase a small boat for the lagoon maintenance for approximately $3,500.
Second.
Questions or comments?
I have a question.
Okay,
How often will they be required Cause it says to regularly remove vegetation.
I think it's probably,
As
I don't know exactly, I think it's a couple times a year,
Okay,
but it's gonna be a fairly lengthy to get up and down.
well, yeah, but once, then it
Yeah.
becomes a routine, then, yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Against name. Carried. MMA event at Bonner Walk. This is rude. Earlier this year, the municipality was approached by a representative of Rossville Sports Entertainment, an American company with a branch office in Halifax that hosts combat sporting events such as mixed martial arts events. They have asked us to use Bonner Law Common to host an event this summer, preferably in July. The organization has hosted other events in Atlantic Canada in recent years. Their projected revenue from the event is expected to be $40,000. If council accepts the event, we will negotiate a special rate to rent Bonner Law Common for a 3-day period. Ross Sports Entertainment would be responsible to plan and manage the event, including provisions for insurance and security. Motion 041426.18, be it resolved that council approves the Ross Sports Entertainment to host a live combat sporting event at VLC in 2026. Katie, in a second for
All second.
Mike, questions or comments?
Can't do that. We don't know if we're gonna be able to use it ourselves. How can we
Well,
enter into a contract with them?
It would be provisional.
Do we get any proceeds from all this money? Other than the 3-day rental?
No, I don't, but, well, I
It's
mean,
just
look, I'm not sure
People
that,
come into towns, business,
Typically-
people go to restaurants, go to a gas station, go to.
but you could also probably charge a fee like 5,000 or something like that for the rental. It wouldn't be normally, we wouldn't be
Yeah.
coming off of the general, like,
No,
administration
yeah.
of special.
Stay there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, we charge them more than what we would normally charge to rent.
We're
Yeah,
open to
yeah,
it.
for sure.
yeah, we would,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not the same as when you got Jenny down the road, who's like her
No.
whole life doing a wedding there, you know?
Should be
Big
doing all
fancy
that.
company from Halifax, whatever, so.
it is not a way.
Elaine,
So far as, security they're looking after, but like with, the ambulance and things like that,
I think I read that was gonna be coordinated.
It has to be.
that's separately, but they look after all
Yeah,
that.
that's,
They have to
that's not us.
No,
Us too.
Yeah, we're just surprised on the venue and,
That's in
They
charge
have
of
to
the
have
United
involved.
States.
And trained paramedics have to be on site.
Oh, and then we would have the bar as well.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, that would.
They're gonna do like a beer garden, right? Like a beer tent separate. That's how they normally do it.
Yeah, like-
Kind of
like
sounded like that in their
license.
proposal.
Yeah, or we need like 2 bars if we don't
That
have like a
works.
beer garden, but
Yeah.
we would get
It'd
all.
be nice to get all of our revenue from that event if it was really hot.
Yeah,
Okay,
right on.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Okay.
Those against, nay?
Oh, you should put provisional terms in that motion.
It's kind of understood.
Yeah, but.
Okay. G, change to meeting schedule. To address outstanding matters before the local government election on May the 11th, the administration proposes the committee of the whole meeting scheduled for April 28th be changed to a special meeting of council. Motion 041426.19. Be it resolved that council approves, I think we have to cancel the meeting with a motion and then approve 2 motions.
Even if it's.
It says in place,
The whole.
that was scheduled, the second part.
Yeah.
I think in combine.
Yeah,
I've normally seen it done. Yes, Elaine?
So there's my Tuesday, March the 24th. The date there is wrong.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
I knew it was there.
Okay, so this should be the
The
28th.
Eagle,
Okay.
Hmm?
April 28th.
We'll leave them together. Motion 041426.19. Be it resolved that council approves the special meeting to be held on Tuesday, March 28th.
No, April 28th.
April.
Yeah. Can't pass much.
28th, 2026, in place of the committee of the whole meeting that was scheduled. Moved by
Well,
and seconded. Yep. 80 questions or comments on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against nay. Motion carried.
Yay.
H is the,
Oh, yeah.
the subdivision, and that was on your table when you came in tonight. Okay, so, Paul Smith has submitted a subdivision plan for the Kent Regional Service Commission to create 2 lots, a private access road and public easements on PID 25367764, located on Main Street across from the high school. The subdivision plan was registered under the name of 15661-4 before Melina Morant. At present, the subject property see figure 1 has 1 house on it with a municipal sewer connection. The proposed subdivision plan, see figures 2 and 3, would create 2 private lots, 26-1 and 26-2, with easements for sewer connections. See the dark gray areas. The private driveway would become a private lane for the 2 new lots. The proposed lane complies in part with the private access subdivision amendment passed by the Village of Rexton in 2021. See figure 4. It complies with the 3 lot limit and the 200 meter requirement for a road. The new lots do not comply with the minimum lot size requirement of 1 acre for a property serviced by a private septic. However, because the new lots would be serviced by the municipal sewer rather than private septic, the regular lot size requirement of 23 by 30 meters in the Rexton Rural Plan Bylaw 1201 would apply, which is the size of the lot 26-2, the smaller of the 2 lots. Elmo Bastrash, Senior Planner for the Kent Regional Service Commission, presented the proposed subdivision plan to the Planning Committee on April 1st, 2026, and the Service Commission and the administration do not object to the proposed plan and advise council to support it.
Easy peasy.
Motion 041426.25, be it resolved that council approves the private subdivision plan for PID 25367764 as presented.
So moved.
Seconder, questions or comments?
That road then. Because that wasn't. There's 3 lots.
It is a private land,
It's gonna stay.
Yeah,
It's a private, okay.
and we don't pay for it.
because it says
Yeah.
right, yeah, it says right there, it's private.
And they're both gonna connect.
Yes. Yeah, the connection already runs all the way to his house, and we got a picture of his house is actually
Yeah. it's-
behind both.
And when the senior planner advises it, I think.
And that's, yes. And they're,
Basically.
okay, they're big enough because they're connected to the sewer.
Yeah. They're not.
If they'd gone in septic, it wouldn't have been allowed. If they're not, they're going
Yeah,
to
they're
do
just tiny.
I guess I'll sue her.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to buy that? I don't know.
In this economy, makes sense, yeah. Okay, you're ready for the question?
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Motion carried.
I love this when it comes in that they recommend it.
Yeah.
Just take photos of it.
14, closed session. Motion 041426.20 to exit open session and go into a closed session.
So moved.
And seconder,
I will.
please. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Motion carried.
Good night, Uncle Charlie.